Welcome to Whisky.com. My name is Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. Today you see a big grin on my face because I'm privileged to taste a Dalmore 25 years old, which is quite expensive. In Europe you pay 750 euros, and in the US I think you will reach $1,000. So, to give you a disclaimer up front, this bottle wasn't opened by me. It was given to me by the company behind the distillery. So my judgment might be a little bit influenced. Well, this particular Dalmore has a matching package to the huge price. There are several 25-year-old bottles on the market which are much better priced, but this bottle has a maturation history which is unique in the business, and therefore you pay this much money. The box is impressive and the bottle is here. It was used several times before for tastings, and I have to hand it back afterwards. So we put the bottle here, and we have the box here, and there is a lot of text on the back, and I'm starting to read it for you. You see these deer in front, which also placed on the bottle. It's from iron or from metal. It's silvery covered. It's very it looks impressive and gives a higher value, optical value to the bottle. And this deer comes from the history of the ancestors, of the former proprietors of Dalmore. The Dalmore heritage dates back to 1263, when an ancestor of the Clan Mackenzie, owners of the Dalmore distillery for over a century, bravely saved King Alexander III of Scotland from the fury of a charging stag. This King Alexander III, there's also a bottle from Dalmore, King Alexander III, I have to taste in the very near future, and it also has a particular maturation history, which gave it a very impressive character, and it's also above 100 euros in price, but does not carry an age statement on it. In recognition of this noble act, the grateful king granted the Clan Mackenzie the right to use a royal 12-point stag in their coat of arms. This striking icon has since adorned each bottle of the Dalmore, symbolizing the Dalmore distillery's regal legacy. History. Tasting notes. Here. The Dalmore is crafted using a 150-year-old artisan process passed down through the generations. I'm sorry, the process today is much more better and well controlled and better controlled, perfectly controlled, in contrast to former times, when during the malting there were fungi inside the barley, and the cats ran through and left their things behind. Today much better than 150 years ago. 8-hand beaten copper stills of variable shape and size deliver a full flavored and complex new spirit, which is then enriched over the years in the finest American white oak ex-bourbon cask and hand-selected Oloroso sherry butts. Master distiller Richard Patterson, you might know him, then makes this final selection, harmonizing the spirit of the chosen casks in bespoke sherry butts until he decides that the process contents are ready for bottling. Tasting notes: matured initially in American white oak, this rare whiskey is then carefully divided into hand-sourced 25-year-old sweet Palomino Fino sherry butts. Fino sherry is a little bit drier than these fruity Oloroso or very sweet Pedro Jimenez sherries. And 1980 first fill bourbon casks, which give a lot of vanilla and toffee and coconut. These exceptional whiskies are then expertly married together in bourbon barrels before being transferred. The marrying process is quite important because it harmonizes the aromas from the different casks. For the final time into tawny port pipes from Portugal. Tawny port is the most spread grape in Portugal, and the tawny port matured whiskies are one of my very, very favorite. I had a few of them already, and the tawny port maturation is perfectly for me. So having here first fill bourbon casks and Palomino Fino sherry and tawny port pipes, well, that's it. For an outstanding triple wood finish. Aroma, exotic fruits, marzipan, vanilla pods, trickle toffee, fig cake. Figs are typical for very long and old sherry cask maturations. And sweet balsamic. The Northern Highland malts have typically a citrus aroma in it. But when it's matured that long time in casks, the citrus will get richer and older and will move over to balsamic. Palate, orange peel, chocolate, truffle, licorice, sweet damsons, and sherry-soaked raisins. Finish, demerara sugar. That's not my favorite. With rum, I'm not very pleasant. Maple syrup on pancakes. I like it. Bitter chocolate and spiced gingerbread. And then I've seen there is a hidden paper in it. And here you can read the complete history of this stag story, and then again the aroma for the 25, and then they have advertisements for the other spirits. 12-year-old, 15-year-old, one of my favorite. Of course, the 18-year-old, quite expensive. And the King Alexander III. Well, put it back so that the next use of this bottle will find everything in place. Today I'm not smelling on the cork because I had it already. Not too much. It's quite expensive. I have to be careful with the bottle. Otherwise, Dalmore was sold with its parent company White & Mackay to the Indian company United Spirits. And then United Spirits was taken over with a majority of Diageo, which is the biggest whiskey distilling company worldwide, located with the headquarters in London, England. And so if I take a sip more, I won't hit the poor ones. I'm really grateful to be allowed to have such a wonderful whiskey, which is wide out of my reach. A full potpourri of aromas, very well balanced. The first is exotic fruits, marzipan, vanilla, those figs, fig cake, and the typical citrus of the Northern Highlands I'm not able to find, and this balsamico. I had one. This lunch on my salad, a dark balsamico. Perhaps. This is, if you remember the last impact of such a substance in your brain, then your mirroring neurons project it into the whiskey and you're able to find it. But the exotic fruits, that's dominant. And this vanilla is carrying the aromas very well. Slight oranges appear with a bit with sweetness, sweet oranges. Full mouth covering. The oranges are appearing stronger. Little marzipan. Sherry, of course, lots of sherry. Sultanas. And a little bit of oakiness in the back, together with a licorice. A little bit of licorice. But the impact is not as bitter as I thought. About 25 years maturation in European oak casks, this should be bitter. But this multiple maturation, only quite short times in these heavy woods, bring the fruitiness from the port and the sherry, but not the bitterness from the cask, from the oak. This is the good thing if you're mature in 3 times after each other. Now more toffee, more fruitiness. The aftertaste is not too long. There's still some oakiness in the back, but most is gone. It's a wonderful, elegant, even before dinner dram, because the aftertaste is not that strong. Chocolate, dark chocolate develops. You have to taste it several times to get the full potential out of this whiskey. But be careful not to have too many in the evening. If your bottle drains too fast, you're getting rid of your earned money, hard-earned money. I look for the maple syrup, but it's not that sweet. No, maple syrup is for me a very, very sweet syrup. Chocolate is more milk chocolate than dark chocolate. Yeah, some pralines. And again, vanilla and toffee. Exotic fruits all over the place, like papaya, mango. No pineapple. Pineapple is too young, too strong. They are riper, overripe fruits. Yeah, I have to finish the glass. No way. Wonderful. Whenever you're able to get your fingers on such a bottle, grab. This remembers me. The most expensive bottle ever sold was in Singapore airport 2012, I think, for $147,000 US dollars, not Singaporean dollars. Yeah. In these regions of money, it does not count if it's dollars or euros or whatever. It might not be rupees, but well, this was a Dalmore, I think 62 years old. This was one of the, or was the most expensive bottle ever sold. So this Dalmore has quite a heritage. Thank you for watching Whisky.com and stay tuned.